Guys, it's Mike. Welcome back to Delmarva Backyard. I'm gonna give you 6 steps to cooking a perfect chuck roast. And we're gonna get that done for you, show you how to do it, and make sure that you know the 6 steps to making sure you get a chuck roast cooked just right. Step 1 is selecting a prime or better grade meat. In order to have, excellent results, you got to have an excellent grade meat, and prime is where that starts. So you got to have prime so that you get excellent marbling. Okay, so that's right out of the starting gate. Step 2 is going to be you need to inject it. Okay, inject it. What I have is a 1/4 cup butter, and then I have 1 cup of apple juice, and then we're going to put some Worcestershire in. We're gonna stir that up, and you're just gonna hit all the meat areas. And we'll use the rest of the injection for a spritz. Step 3 is your rub. Keep it simple. What I'm starting with, Morton's Tender Quick. Then we have, it's half salt, half pepper, and Stubbs barbecue seasoning. 2 tablespoons of Stubbs barbecue seasoning. And it was 10 tablespoons of salt, 10 tablespoons of pepper. Big chunk of meat, so it can take plenty of rub. There's our Stubbs beef. Spice, which we're gonna put on just a little bit. Pat that in. There's our secret ingredient for today, guys. Gonna have a coffee infused rub. I'm not gonna put a ton of it on there. We're just gonna put enough for flavor. Let those coffee tones come through. We're gonna let it come up to room temperature, and we're gonna throw it on the Rectech. Step 4, consistent temperature. You gotta have consistent temperature.
All right, so we're about 4 hours in, and I'm going to give you step 4 now. The important thing about step 4 doesn't have to do with your pit, but has to do with your monitoring of the temperature. You need to have consistent temperature, and the Rectech just fortunately happens to specialize in consistent temperature, but you don't need a Rectech to get consistent temperature. Make sure you have a good monitoring probe, and that'll get you a good consistent temperature. You have to have consistent temperature in order to get a good piece of meat. You want to make sure all the fat's rendering properly, and that you get a nice slow and low cook. And that brings us to number 5. Number 5 is wrap at about 170. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do it off camera, is I'm gonna take the chuck roast, I'm gonna put it in a pan that I have some potatoes and some carrots, and I'm gonna place it on top of those in some juice, some beef stock, and some butter, and that's all gonna sit there and smoke for about an hour or so. That's more about my final dish than it is this chuck roast, so I'm gonna do that off camera. But I'm gonna do that about an hour with smoke on it, and then I'm gonna put foil over it and wrap it for the rest of the cook until it comes up to about 200. And that is tip number 6. Pull it off according to tenderness, not temperature. When you get a probe or whatever you're using to check tenderness to slide in and out with almost no resistance, it's done. That's what you go off, not temperature.
All right, guys, so let's recap. The 6 steps to getting a perfect chuck roast. First step involves getting the best grade meat you can afford to get. All right, so I mean, if you're really trying to pull off the perfect chuck roast, try to spend that little bit of extra money and upgrade the quality of meat. You'll see the results, I guarantee it. Step 2, inject it just like we showed, hit about every square inch, get it full of flavor, and that will be a big step in helping the turnout of the final product of the meat. Step 3, keep the rub simple. It's okay to throw that special flavor in like we did with the coffee in this video. But other than that, don't throw 7, 8, 9, 10 different rub flavors into your rub. Try to keep it simple. Salt and pepper, you know, that's what really helps beef shine. So get that, and then maybe 1, 2, 3 flavors max after that. You know, keep it simple. That's when you know you can count on the beef flavor coming through with whatever flavors you're complementing it with. And it's almost guaranteed to be a good turnout. Step 4 is the consistent temperature. And like I said, you don't need a real expensive pit to do that. What you do to make up for not having the most expensive pit or reliable pit is paying attention to it. So you're gonna have to put more time and effort into making sure that your pit is maintaining that consistent temperature. Step 5, and this is very important for a chuck roast, wrap it at 170, maybe even a little bit sooner. You're trying to get all the smoke and barbecue flavor on it that you can, but at 165, 170, you want to wrap it, and wrap it with some beef stock or some juice. Rather you're just wrapping the meat itself, or like I suggested in the video, put it in a pan with the potatoes and the carrots or whatever vegetables you're cooking with it, and put foil over top of it. To me, that's my suggestion to you. That's the best way to do it, and then all that flavor just kind of marinates inside there for the rest of the cook. Step 6, I think, is the most important step, and that is take it off when it's tender, not the temperature. Ideally here the temperature is 200 degrees, as that's what we're looking for, okay? But I have had chuck roasts that go up to 215, 220. I think the internal temperature on this one when I took it off was 212. You have to take a probe and you're gonna probe the areas of the meat, and when it slides in and slides right out without hardly any resistance, and it really room temperature butter, you slide it in, slide it out, and it's very easy. That's when it's ready. Guys, that's the 6 steps to pulling off the perfect chuck roast. Follow those, and you can tweak them a little bit here and there, but that's the backbone of making it happen, making it come out the best way possible. And I hope you enjoy the video. Please share it. Leave your comments and suggestions in the field below, and I can't wait to see you next time. Thank you.